My name is Dr. Christina Semple, and I currently teach healing and transforming trauma, and I've also taught psychopathology.
And what initially drove you to being interested in teaching in higher education?
I actually have a background working with children, and I was an elementary school administrator, but I wanted to expand my skills and work with adult learners. Teaching at Meridian gives me the unique ability to interact with students that have very diverse backgrounds and therefore very diverse perspectives. So teaching children and working with children obviously is very different than working with adults, but I love being able to transfer my skills in terms of navigating complex material, having group conversations, having fun, and learning in a way that really brings the inherent wisdom of each student to the space.
And what about Meridian specifically drew you to wanting to teach here?
What drew me to teach at Meridian specifically was the way that they look at education. They look at education as a way to engage with our lived experiences. And in that way, all of the students can bring their wisdom, their experiences, what they've learned by just being human into the learning space. So with that diversity of experiences, we get to learn the material in a way that's applicable to their lives, to my life, and to our profession as well.
Right. And much of that involves the transformative learning model. And for those who may not be familiar, how would you explain it in your own words? And why do you think that that's important as part of a program in psychology?
Transformative learning, I believe, is the way education was always meant to be. It's a way to engage with the material in a way that brings their lived experience to life, but it also deepens their experience because they're learning from other people. They're able to apply the material that we learned in class to their real life, and they're genuinely transformed. Even myself, I'm a much different instructor, a much different human being now than I was before I started teaching at Meridian. And that's the kind of education that you really can't put a price on.
Totally. And how do you see that embodied when you're actually in the classroom over the last 4 quarters? What has your experience been like with students? How do you see transformative learning in action?
In action, transformative learning is something that forces you to be in the present moment. You're paying attention to what's happening in the room. You're paying attention to facial expressions. Of course, what people are saying, what they're not saying, and you're learning how to look at that information by looking at each other. You're listening with your ears, your eyes, and with your heart. And that is why it's transformative, because it takes us out of the textbooks, takes us out of the clinical language. It really makes it a human experience. And that's what we're teaching our students, how to take what they're learning at Meridian into the real world and into their own lives.
And is there anything that has stood out about your experience with teaching students so far at Meridian? Is there a theme that comes up amongst them? What is it like actually sitting in this practice with them?
Wow. I think what really stands out to me is how transformed I have been as an individual and also as a professional. I have been able to not only expand my skills, of course, but on a much deeper level, when I am supporting students navigate their trauma, navigate their experiences, navigate and grapple with the material in a really deep way, it also expands my awareness. It expands my understanding of the material. And in that way, yes, I'm a teacher, but I'm also a learner. So I'm oftentimes learning alongside students, and that is what brings me the greatest joy.
For you, what do you see the value in online learning as?
There's so many benefits and value to the online ways of learning today. We have very busy lives, and by having online courses, we're making it accessible to even more people. So even more people are able to learn and engage in material at Meridian. And also, don't make assumptions about online learning, because as facilitators, as instructors, we are responsible for making sure the online platform is a place where you can learn, you can grow, but most of all, you can engage. We are responding to what is posted. We're asking follow-up questions on a regular basis. We also have many activities where you're reading and sitting with and grappling and responding to your peers. So it's not just happening, the learning isn't just happening in isolation. It's really happening in community, and we bring that to life so that the computer screen is not a barrier to your experience at all.
And it sounds like you are practicing out in the field, right?
I am practicing out in the field. I teach at this moment, I'm teaching undergraduate as well. So I like to be on the bookends of education with
Yeah.
psychology. And I'm also an end of life doula. And so while I've stepped away momentarily from doing one-on-one therapy, I am currently sitting at the bedside with people who are at the end of life. And so that is where my professional focus is at the moment.
My goodness, what meaningful work. Thank you for all that you do. And how do you feel like that background has informed your teaching style at Meridian?
It's made me appreciate what the students and myself bring to the table. It has absolutely expanded the way I define joy and success. And because I work at an institution like Meridian, where I'm able to be creative and thoughtful and engaging, it really allows each student and myself to define for ourselves, what does success look like? What does education look like? What does joy look like? And that is absolutely something that I also experience when I'm sitting with people at the end of life, making meaning of their experiences, making meaning of what they have seen, what they have felt, what they have said and not said. Those are the same things that carry over beautifully into the educational space, especially at Meridian.
And I know that you have a background in forensic psychology as well. Does that also shape and inform your approach at Meridian?
It does. And having taught psychopathology very recently, I was quite amazed and also humbled at how much my perception of psychopathology, how much my perspective of forensic psychology, the law, and diagnosis changed in just 1 quarter. And the reason being, even though we're absolutely looking at clinical information, research and understanding the nuts and bolts of psychopathology, we're able to bring the nuance to that area as well. So specifically, we're looking at instances in our own lives, from our family relationships, our personal relationships and experiences, and apply diagnosis and talk about how does diagnosis, for example, impact other people? How does it impact ourselves? How does it impact the world? And how do we make meaning of what the diagnosis and what the clinical discussion is today? So that was really surprising even for me.
What stands out about your experience at Meridian so far?
What stands out is how many supports there are for students, right? From the intake or the application interview to the onboarding process in the first couple of quarters, from the first and the last class that they take, the research that they're doing with their dissertation. There's so many touch points with so many staff who give their heart and their soul and are genuinely invested in the success of our students. There's so many opportunities for us to notice and observe if a student might be struggling and inquire about, hey, are there any barriers to your success that you can identify? Let's help you with that. So being able to intervene early is so important because we don't wait until the second or third year. We don't wait till the third quarter to say, hey, something's wrong. We try and connect with each and every student from the very beginning so that those barriers are shattered and they can continue on their journey at Meridian. And I think that's something that I'm very proud of, to be a part of this university, and something that I've been able to witness personally with specific students. Having that early intervention absolutely changes the trajectory, not only of their experience at Meridian, but also in their professional lives.
And so, if I were someone who was on the fence about attending Meridian and just wanted to hear from faculty, what would you say to someone like me about Meridian as a place to study?
Be ready for transformation, not just on a personal or professional level, but in a global level as well. You're going to be able to look at the world in a different way through your own experiences, through your own lens. We don't have sages on the stage that tell you what to think and expect you to remember something or learn something by memory. We actually want you to dive deeper into your own life. And that's why the transformation happens, because it's so specific to you, it's so individualized, and you're also at the same time doing all of this learning and grappling and reflection in community. And that means you have support from your peers, of course, from your staff, and from the university as a whole. So come and join us at Meridian.
And is there anything I haven't asked or touched on that you feel would be important to add?
I would like to add that if you have any questions, any doubts, if you're on the fence, or if you just feel overwhelmed with all of the dozens, if not hundreds of different universities and choices that you have out there, reach out to someone at Meridian. Have a one-on-one conversation. Ask those questions. See how you feel when you come to the campus. See how you feel when you look at the website, look at the different videos from staff and students, and make a decision for yourself on what feels right. And we're going to help you along the way to make the best decision that's for you, whether it's Meridian or not, because we're invested in your success, no matter where you attend.